Well, we're just going to show you a few pictures here that we haven't used for the last couple of months. This is from Benji Boy Ironworkers. One of the boys actually Luca Shatiga Dalanon, and he sent us first a picture of his son. Lucas' son is named Louis. Elicio's son is named, or daughter's named Elise. Elicio and Elise. That's his wife. She goes by about 5 names. That's one of his welders. When they started this business, we bought them tools and just gave them to him. So he puts it up every night because it's his. This is the ring for the fan mount, for the 7-meter fan. They set up a jig on the table and tacked this thing. And not on screen. Yeah. On the left over here, this ring was what located the vertical pipes in the spider beam on the top side. And the table down below is covered with the ones that were underneath holding the thing up. So we have an exact location for all the bolt holes for this ring. So we bolted these pieces that bolt to the ceiling, 10 pieces around there. That's 20 bolts, and they're an exact match to the holes in the concrete. And then we have this up here. It tells us the rotation in the ceiling, so hopefully they don't have to pick it up more than once. It's not terribly light. We had one of the guys that was wanting to change to be part of the welding department with Benji Boy. So he took it on himself to weld this, but he used the wrong rods. It was supposed to be 70-18. He used 60-13. And he was just gaining experience. I mean, you can't fault the guy for trying. That's how Joe Mill got to be one of their helpers. He went up there during lunch and worked, said eating lunch, and showed interest. So he got put on that crew too. These are the cover plates in the wall here for. We have light switches that fit in the same thing as a receptacle, 3-way and 4-way switches, and some regular just on and off switches like you'd have in any house. But this plate's got 4 screws here in the corner, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screw holes for each receptacle. Now, not all of them are drilled. The pilot drills run halfway through the plate from the back, but the ones you're going to use for that plate are drilled clear through later on. And my wife made these in our machine shop. Anyway, he's got this stood up because he's going back over it with 70-18. He took a grinder and he ground it flush, and then he put the wheel down here and ground halfway through the joint, welded one side, turned it over, ground out the weld we didn't want off, V'd that out, and welded from the other side. Cash advance. This is showing him paying back a cash advance. Their daddy got sick and they sent him some money for hospital and stuff, some of the brothers. So that's the payback. That's the dates that he paid back in advance. Well, that's got to be Lewis. This is Akeisha's birthday. That's the pastries. That's Akeisha. This is the foreman Boyette's daughter. She's about 12 years old now. That's Benji of Benji Boy. He's had a falling out with one of the, well, not really falling out. The fellow he was working with came to work drunk and was sleeping on the sidewalk. He took a picture of it and sent it to us and said we ought not to pay that guy for that day. Then he's afraid to go to work because the guy's bigger than him. So he's currently working at a hardware store until we get back. I'll pay him whatever he wants to get him back. He's one of the prime employees. This is Gloria, a friend of my wife's. That's Boyette down there, Benji Boy. I'm not sure whose wife that is. It's not his. I know what she looks like. It might be a mother-in-law. No, it's not the mother-in-law because I know what she looks like too. And it's not any of her. She has 9 kids, 7 of her daughters, I think. Oh, we wanted them to use a jigsaw on something, and they didn't know the difference between jigsaw, saber saw, and one other one we have that are all in a case. So they took some pictures of it, and this one came from the U.S., got 110 volt marked on it. So we brought that one with us. They're just trying to identify which one we're supposed to use. Okay, here's after he's cleaned this up, and you can see the bolt holes here around the rim. That's where it bolts to the ceiling. It's got 25/8 bolts that are through bolted through that 24-inch high beam plus 8 inches of roof. So the 24. I guess the rods are around 36 inches that hold that. And we use stainless for that because if those things got rusted through and got weak, this is going to be about a ton of fan up there. Really don't want to fall in 25 feet to the floor. This is draining the work site for the solar panels down into the lower rice paddies to get rid of the water. You can see how deep they had to dig that. Okay, this is the top of that round slab on the roof. It's around 40 feet across, just sort of the center part of the roof. And the noteworthy, well, you see the pairs of PVC pipe. That's what the fan support goes to. And we told them to cut these 1 inch above the concrete. We're gonna have ceramic tile up here, and we'll put they put a piece of steel Schedule 40 pipe, like 1.125 tall, and a flat washer. But we want these things up above the ceramic tile because we're going to put a bolted plate on here, and that's going to support the wind turbine that goes on the roof. It's I don't know, 5.5 or 6 feet diameter vertical turbine. The blades are 10 feet tall, and then there's booster plates that go out here across the concrete. So we capture in about a 30-foot wide block of wind. It goes across an airfoil on the way in, through the open center, and hits the backside of the blades going out. So it's trying to turn the blades in both cases. And the booster plates out here are at an angle, so no matter which direction the wind's coming from, it blocks the air from hitting the blades that are advancing into the wind, just for efficiency. We're thinking about making that stuff out of sheet glass up there, and make this an outdoor sitting place with a glass roof on it. Another picture of the same thing. Oh, we told them we didn't want it white, which we didn't. But the deal is, if you paint something one color, and then you throw some another color in and change the color of the paint, then you can tell what you painted and what you haven't. So that shows us that they've completely covered it in the second coat of paint. Bad day at work. I don't know what happened to him. I didn't know he'd been sick that back then. Well, that's Lewis again. That's his first birthday. Uh, Lewis was not born when we were last in the Philippines. That makes you feel old, doesn't it? He's been a year. Uh, that's the local church, American Dawn, and it's over 350 years old, 375 years old. Built by the Spanish. It's like stone and adobe. The base of the walls are about 10 feet thick. I don't know the name of the current priest. They change every couple of years. I guess this is his baptism. That's where they all allowed to scream in church. This is just if it's ours, it's on the mezzanine level outside. If it's the security handrail keep people from falling off the roof. I hadn't seen that one. I'm not sure where it goes. There's like 42 panels. I know it's the next level up is the islands of the Philippines. So this has to be outdoor. It's not a window because it's not round. So it has to be that mezzanine level. Oh, he just showing us that the welding rods came 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think these are like 10 kilo. There's four packages in there that are plastic wrapped. These are smokeless 6013. And we buy them usually about 7 boxes at a time. No idea. Could be nested. Yes, that's what it is. These are turkeys. That's the nesting boxes for the turkeys. And he's got them in the front room of his house, indoors. I don't know. Somebody's having a party. This is some kind of a little bluish black fruit that tastes like it's got sand in it. They all love it. I think it's terrible. This is growing in the front yard. Over to the right of the screen is the worker's house. It's 90 square meters. Half of it is poured concrete. We did an addition on it on 2 of the walls, east and north, have additional rooms added. And then they have an outdoor kitchen they put on the back. And that's sawhorses from the job site and a piece of phenolic board. Apparently they've got a walk. Looks like they made some rebar and put a stand so they can put fire underneath of it. Okay, this is Carla. That's Lucas's mother. Looks like Benji. Can't remember her name right now. Everybody thinks this girl's a lesbian because she has this almost no haircut, but she's not, and she's not married either. Pretty face, about 10 pounds overweight, no hair. Speaks English. Yeah. Oh, we required every one of them to go. This is the real names. Everybody has to get vaccinations. It's not optional. They send each other pictures of the idols in the church. That's a goose egg. Oh, there was a serious storm, so people's house got blown to pieces. They had a pair of turkeys, a pair of geese, and a pair of something else. And they wanted to know if Lucas would let them fall in with his turkey crowd, just for some place to keep them so they have something to eat and a place to roost at night. Two birds alone probably wouldn't survive. And then they'd be in where our big dog is, that lives with the turkeys. So that's the two geese, and apparently they're laying eggs. Oh, he's trying to show me that the I sent him new auto darkening lenses because see these things get dull and scratched. We didn't have any clear cover plates on them. We hand them out just the way they come out of the box. So we got like 6 people with welding helmets, and I was thinking that the auto darkening things were probably getting where you couldn't see through them anymore. So I sent a bunch of them over. And the original ones had a switch on the outside of the helmet. The new ones, you turn all the stuff, the controls right here on the back of it. That's a little tab that sticks up. Looks like a screwdriver blade sticking out of it. And you just turn them to what you want. But he was used to this switch on the side. He's just showing what it looked like out of the box, I guess. And he says, "Where's my switch?" The new auto darkening don't have a switch. They fit the same hole, just a different brand. He has an injured hip. I don't know what he's done to it. We try not to work anybody to where they could hurt themselves. But anyway, he's limping around that day. So he's moving the bags that are filled one at a time with a wheelbarrow. And I'm sure they fill them faster than he can move them because he's getting them on the opposite side of the house and having to bring them down here. He's hurt his toe now, is infected, so his wife's coming to work for him to keep the paycheck coming. A lot of times if everybody's actually sick, we pay their pay and just don't let them work. Oh. He's taking the cutoffs from the rebar, something that you just couldn't bend out of the way. It was sticking up too much or whatever. Anyway, they whacked pieces off here and there and throw them in a heap. He decided he'd make a nameplate for the front of the villa. So he sent her pictures. Is this all, what it's spelled like? Didn't want to spell it wrong. Another picture of it. Looks like he's doing this over on the sidewalk beside his house. Okay. Painted red. He's put it up. This is Villa Cecilia here. It's not painted. This is the skim coat. And all these window grills, I'm going to electrolytically clean them when I get back. Take off all the surface rust. And we'll either paint them with acrylic paint as fallback. But if we can arrange trucking, it's 32 pesos a kilogram for hot dip galvanized. It's about a little over an hour, maybe hour and 15-minute drive one way. And we'd have to rent an elf and take them about maybe 10 or 12 pieces at a time. First trips take 12 pieces over. Then phone them, and when those are ready to pick up, we would take 12 and bring 12 back. So, but that's a second level, mezzanine level, outside, And this is some kind of a lotus flower, because all the 10 windows have the same theme. They're different lotus flowers. These lights up here, that's outdoor floodlight. You can aim them all any kind of direction you want. Like you can bounce one off the wall here for highlighting, and send one out diagonally across here, across the mezzanine level and out into the yard. They're 800 pesos. Oh golly, about $12 from All Home. It's a really nice construction. This is an external box because we just put a block of wood where the conduit was that we could screw down to the forms and poured the floor around it. So these boxes here are Hubbell Bell. They're die-cast aluminum. And this is what we're talking about. This upper tie beam, a column here, a column on the other end of that wall, the infield for the wall on a lower tie beam. That's a single monolithic cast piece. The beam is formed up like it is a beam with the stirrups and the long rods, and the wall is there's assorted spaces up and down according to how close it is to the edge, but out in the field it's 10 by 10 grids, number 12 rebar. I was wanting to know if this is the drill bit I wanted for some forms they're making. That's for the supports for all the concrete countertops all through the house. You know, there's a concrete counter in the forced bedrooms and a vanity in the bathroom. They're in-suite bathrooms in all the bedrooms. And same thing in the master bath, except it's got 2 bathrooms in 1 bathroom. And the pantry has a perimeter counter all the way around it. And the kitchen, which is also 24 foot by 24, that's got an island in the middle and a counter down one wall only. Anyway, we're going to cast all these uprights laid flat so we'll get a real good finish. And it won't have to be as thick as a 4-inch block with a render. And of course, it'll be 10 times stronger than the 4-inch block. Oh, yes. This is the first set of dimensions that they sent us on the size of the slab. Something was definitely wrong with that. So the 506 went to 511, the 576 or what it was went to 677. We're kind of thinking this is right, although this may be 516 instead of 511. I don't know whether they're trying to use like a 12-foot tape and add the numbers up. If they was to do that, why don't they just give me the 4 numbers and we can add. This bump out was back when this was only like 6.5 feet wide for the electrical inverters and batteries and everything. And me trying to move it 10 feet down farther onto the flat, so we're digging a mountain here. They moved the bottom, they didn't move the top, they dug the mountain anyway. You never can tell. So we're still trying to find out what size our building is. All these bars you see sticking up down there, those go down and they run out across the slab. So all the walls are tied to the slab with every one of those verticals you see there. You have to put them anyway. They either be sitting on top of the floor or they'd be bent and put in the floor. But it's the same amount of bar. The only difference is that the structure of the thing. This over here is the corner's in the right place, but the slope is like 7 degrees instead of, or maybe 10 degrees, I think it is, instead of 14 3/4. So, and that all arose from that extra 10 feet of width. We told them how high the the top of the wall was at the south side and how tall at the north corner. But the north corner was not where it was supposed to be. So they used the numbers we gave them and ended up with a too shallow solar angle. Okay, this is the 14 3/4. After they poured this first one over here, and when we looked at it, and I said, "Well, that's not 14 degrees." And then we found out that we had a problem. Who's that? I don't know if you can see him down there. That's got to be Biz. No, it's not Biz, little boy. She's older than that. I don't know. Maybe Lucas. Well, Lucas is be 2 years old now. He's probably walking around. This is the half round top for the door, and that's the large window form. You notice there's a shape to the outside of these. They have a raised section and then the tapered sections, and that lets the water run to the outside of the building if it goes in there. Rather than just have when we do square windows, we put the what they call window stop. We put that into that form as well. All of them have a stop in them. Now there's going to be some coming up that are square half holes that are completely square. That's because some beams go through this and tie these walls together side to side, and there's a stair step like concrete floor goes in here that the solar panels sit on. Yeah, that's put him down for a couple of days, but he worked through it anyway. And there's the one that's got him off right now. Let's not look at it anymore. This piece of plywood here, sometimes you lose patience when you're trying to get it loose, and they really give it a wallop. But my wife made all these pieces here and drilled them, and the bolt has to go through 7 layers and actually fit, and the holes aren't that much bigger than the bolt. So, and this is the same construction except it's full circle. They're different diameters. None of the parts interchange. But I think next time we're talking to them, I'm going to tell them when these things come out of this pour, we want to put another coat of paint on the outside because they're out in the weather now. Oh, and you'll notice we wrap these with duct tape. It'll get smashed flat by the concrete, but that keeps the form from sticking. This dove down here, we cut the doves loose from the cage. Of course, they were free to come and go as they wanted anyway, but they feed them on the roof now, and I'm not sure where they stay. They find places up there in those cross vent air things in the roof above the atrium. It's a place they're 6 feet or 7 feet on the inside of the taper and 12 feet on the outside, and it's about 8 feet wide. So it would be plenty dry. That's probably another one. I'm right up here. Oh, they're everywhere. That's probably off your screen now. Yeah. Okay. We're going to make this one long video because it's just showing some pictures that I found. Hope everybody at the job is well soon, and we'll get back to you.